Okay, so I went and checked the recording, and an extra 10 minutes on the recording before cutting it off added inexplicably like 5 gigs to the size of the file. I don't know why, but that's if I do end up like
That skill's not
very
ready.
abruptly cutting off the video, that's why. Like, wow, I didn't think it would do that. I mean, the funny thing is, whenever I get it through Handbrake, it's probably gonna be, I don't know, freaking 200 megabytes or something. It is stupid how much it compresses down and still just looks the same as it did in the base recording. Whenever I put it through Handbrake, I don't know what the deal there is. Oh, we're about to find that merchant, actually. This worked out great. Okay, so the thing here is, and I'm probably gonna go for this one, and if not, then one more after that. I'm not sure. Like, look, folks, I kind of been through some stuff lately, and I worked a bit, you know, hard, so to speak, to have this free time. So I'm gonna make the most of it. Right, I gotta get back to graphing Principia soon, and that's gonna be its whole thing, because I'm basically gonna throw myself all the way into that. Again. I'm not sure how much of that I'm gonna record. Still, like, I still kind of want to record as much of it as possible. I'm not sure how many people want to watch that, or who would be interested in watching that, or find it interesting, but I still feel I should record probably as much of it as possible, and for no other reason than just, like, for me to go look back at and help understand why I might have made certain decisions with the notation or whatever. But yeah, you know, I really do enjoy this stuff. Like, I mean, obviously playing video games, but also just commenting over it. Even if my commentary is not always necessarily, you know, about stuff that isn't just the game. Like, even if my commentary is just about the game, I enjoy doing it.
That skill's not ready.
I feel like I missed the boat. That's not a euphemism. I feel like I literally missed the boat. That's gotta be my guy making that ha noise, right? I almost want to look it up where that boat is. I'm okay with not doing that for now because, again, it's not like it would benefit me any. If I remember right, it doesn't. There's no shrine on that island or anything. Like, there's nothing particularly worth it. It's, at least in this difficulty, it's just a place you can go. Now, in here is a shrine, and we kind of have to do this because of that. You know, like, that's not something we can skip. We need all the power we can get if we're going to be beating this on veteran. I'll give you an idea, though, like, that totem that we did earlier, normally, like, for instance, I don't really do this leveling thing any differently on normal. I'm doing this the way that I would on normal. And my guy that I'm using as an Inquisitor, Soldier Inquisitor, he would just stand there and face tank everything, and just with potions that this guy just had to go through hoops to deal with. And he has less firepower, technically speaking. Like, in the strictest sense, he has less firepower because he's using dual-wield one-handed weapons. One-handed ranged weapons. I mean, I guess he technically has more firepower because the Inquisitor has different passive percent to activate you know, on default attack things, but I would say he has technically less fire, or at least had technically less firepower at level 12 than this guy does. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so it's a pretty big difference, veteran. Like, veteran ain't nothing. Now, if your guy ends up being able to kill stuff as quickly as on normal, now then the 10% XP per monster thing really racks up. Like, it really, really racks up. It's noticeable. It's very noticeable. But, you know, like I said, you kind of gotta survive long enough and get there and have the plan to make it work. If you do it wrong, your guy can kind of end up hosed. So it's... I mean, you can respec in this game, by the way. It's not that hard to respec, but it is a thing that you might end up having to respec even if you screw up. That was great! Oh. That was great. Yeah, let's skip that. The 12 armor's worth more at this point, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I guess that just is. I guess that is just my guy randomly going, ha!
I can't do that yet.
Yeah, this is it. Now see, the shrine is corrupted and needs to be cleansed. Summon what is trapped within? Yeah. This really ain't that bad. So far. I want to say there's never anything that's too bad in these, but I can't say that as a certainty. Oh, nice. Gloves? Ring of Steel. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll take that. You know what happened. So, to go to the devotion screen real quick. Let's get our first point in the fox. I mean, plus 15 cunning and plus 15 spirit doesn't sound like that much, but, you know, it's good. It's not great. It's not really even that good. But the next thing is that we get 54 bleeding damage over 3 seconds, and then plus 30% bleeding damage. And then after that, we get plus 25 cunning and 8% bleeding resistance. But after that, 90 bleeding damage, plus 60% bleeding damage, 6% of attack damage converted to health, plus 10 health regenerated per second. That is stupendously strong. So, I mean, for where we're at in the game, that is really good, especially since we're going to be stacking more of that onto each other as we get the ghoul constellation unlocked.
That skill's not ready.
It's just good stuff. Now, I'm going to be real here. I'm tempted to, like, look, if I put 1, 2, 3 into that, we are at 90% chance to pass through enemies and a ton of bleeding damage. I'm tempted to do that. And I guess I could. We've got, you know, 6 points for whatever reason. I didn't think I had a level up spare. Huh. Like I said, I'm tempted to do that. I'm also tempted to dump points into this. Because looking at it, I don't think anything we get off of Arcanist... Yeah, it says chance for. But look, it's 6 additional points at Arcanist to get that. And then Elemental Balance. is really good. So we need to try to rush that down. That's only 7 levels and we'll have elemental balance. If we can hold on, we're golden. Um, I'm not sure what the chance percentage is for that, but the next level that we get, we're putting 1 into that. Um, and then I want to say we're going to be putting 1 into this. Maybe just 2 into that, actually, so that we get extra constitution and increasing health regeneration by 10% with another plus 12 health on top of that. Regenerated per second. We're just going to be going 2 into survivability and 1 into damage. Elemental damage over time. I thought this was where that guy was going to be, but I guess I was wrong. Now let me look at the map, the world map. I want to say we missed one. That we missed a, You know, it bugs me enough I'm actually going to look it up on my phone. I know that's a little cheeky to be doing in the middle of recording, but like, look man, it's... Or woman, man or woman, it's natural, right? Folks, it's... This is what you would do if you were playing the game. It's not like I'm doing anything weird. New tab. By the way, I use the Brave browser, and I have not once seen an ad on YouTube in years. I mean, I have been using it for almost a decade, and I have not seen a single advertisement on YouTube on Brave. I'm obviously not sponsored by them, I just love what they do, man. Like, seriously. Plus, the Brave search AI is legitimately hands down the best search AI, no kidding. It's helped me with stuff that Gemini couldn't help me with, Grok couldn't help me with, ChatGPT couldn't help me with. Like, it's legit just the best. I mean, it helped me with an obscure, I think it was an obscure audio bug in some game. I forget what game, but it was so obscure, I was like, how did... It was like one of those, how did you even find that? kind of things. It's like, how on earth did this even find that answer? It was like some buried thread that had no responses on Steam from like 7 years ago or something ridiculous. Anyway, shrines, I think? Grim Dawn. Here we go. Right. Is this Foggy Bank? Yes, okay, so we're missing one, yes, but it's from... It's from the aquifer. Okay. Well, that stinks a little bit, but that's good, because that means that we haven't actually missed one. My memory was just locked onto something that hasn't happened yet. Like, the thing is that at this part of the game... Look, I'm gonna be real, I feel like the audio is still way too loud. Like, I feel like I'm hollering. Yeah, that's like... I like the background music, don't get me wrong, but it feels like it's coming on real strong. It's just that it's loud for me, so I'm not really sure. There, that sounds a little bit better. Yeah, that sounds a little bit more reasonable. Okay. I mean, this whole time it's felt like stupidly loud. Like I'm hollering to hear myself. But yeah, this part of the game, a lot of the areas kind of feel and look the same-ish. Or by a lot of the areas, I mean... Let me back that up. I mean the areas of the early game kind of... Oh, there's Negan. Excellent. But the areas of the early game, as you can kind of tell, they kind of have the same vibe, the same aesthetic. Just like a slight difference. So I figured that I had missed a totem, shrine, whatever, but I guess I hadn't. There's also the fact that I normally tear butt right through this whole place very quickly on normal, so... You know. Like... Already would have been past this whole area by now, kind of thing. Yeah, I'm having some digestion stuff from what I ate earlier. Sorry. Goodness. It's the sound of crickets that's putting me to sleep. I don't know, I just find that very relaxing. The house I grew up in, we had like a large area behind our house. Like, it's kind of hard to describe, but we had a like wooded area behind our house, and being in the southeast, we'd hear like in the spring and in the summer at nights, you just hear this. Like, hold on. It would sound, I'm kidding you, not much unlike that. Like, it would sound a lot like that at night in certain times of year. Especially at here, even here where I live now, it sounds like that after it rains sometimes. Which is kind of wild. It makes me wonder how many frogs are just hiding out, you know, in a drainage ditch. It's like, how many frogs can live in a culvert, you know? Like... It's sort of a, where the heck did where'd y'all come from? Like, where y'all hiding? I mean, genuinely, it makes me wonder where they go when it rains, like... I mean, frogs can dig. That's the weirdest thing. Like, whenever I learned that frogs dig... you saw it right there, food ration for the Constitution replenishment item thing. But yeah, I mean, frogs dig. That's like one of the weirdest things, that some frogs just dig holes. it's just it's a strange phenomenon to think about. I think this might be that merchant. I hope it is. If it is, he's in a different spot than he was on, I think. Thank goodness someone came. The Slith, they attacked his caravan, killed all the guards. He thinks the only reason they left him alive was so they could have it fresh later. Yeah.
My inventory is full.
I hope he is, because our inventory is full. So we definitely need that merchant to, you know, go head on and sell our junk to. Yeah, it is him. He was in a different spot. Wow. He's grateful that we saved him, which, I mean, yeah. The main thing is we get to sell a bunch of crud directly to him. And maybe buy some stuff. Maybe even an upgrade or of sorts. We'll stick with our current talisman. Because again, that plus 22 health regenerated per second is probably going to be a very literal lifesaver. That's not a joke.
Put it to good use.
Now it'll be nice whenever we get that medal going and we have another plus 3 experience on our already significant plus 10% buff to experience from playing in Veteran. That's going to be pretty cool. Frozen Hearts, by the way, if you do get this game, or if you have this game and you've not really played it, let's get you to start. Keep these, because Frozen Hearts are a thing. Some of those shrines will ask for a Frozen Heart instead of an Aether Crystal, and that's kind of something that you always want to have available. Let me put this up here and just, I don't know, put that over there. I think I'm ready to go into the well again. Yeah. This guy's a little dramatic. Crud. There's something that he gives you, I forgot to check. Balros and Hagra. As far as the moldering fields just beyond the Burwich outskirts, I forgot that part of the quest. I forgot that there was like a continuation of it. That's wild. Yeah, but we're going down here into the trapdoor. If you're wondering, that's the lady from the Ashes of Malmouth DLC. We'll be going through the DLC, you know, later, but I have not beaten the Ashes of Malmouth DLC. This game is long, guys. Like, I have, most of the time, I make a character and I get 3/4 of the way through the game, and then I basically just, you know, I don't have ADHD, and I typically have a pretty good attention span, but you know, this is a long game, and sometimes I just go, you know, I've played a lot of Grim Dawn, maybe I'll just go play Elden Ring, which Elden Ring is kind of the game that I play when I'm not playing anything else. I have way more hours in Elden Ring than I will ever admit to in public. And I mean that, I have like 4-digit hours in Elden Ring. It's not good. That's a game that I play, like I said, anytime I don't have anything else on the docket. So let's see how we fare against the spider den this time. I'm not going to make the mistake of staying on the trapped side of things. They're lower level than us now, so I'm not sure if there's like a level buff, debuff thing going on for level differences. But even if there isn't, we've leveled up and they haven't. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Plus, we have a rifle now. I don't think we had a rifle the first time we came in. You know, having a gun can do a lot whenever you're going against bugs. In real life, too. Ah, right! Right, we got 16 XP back. That's not really that much, but okay. Yeah, that's not exactly enough for me to be celebrating, but let's just pop a potion. Now the thing is, once we get Arcane Will, because it's just an upgrade to damage, well, a buff to damage, rather, we'll be able to have our health go under 75% and have it really mean something. Like, it'll be a real boon, actually, to have that happen.
That skill's not ready.
Now, the thing about cadence is, if I remember right, it activates on every third strike, right? Oh no, it activates on every attack, but like, it magnifies that power every third. It magnifies the power every third strike. So, what we're looking at here is... Okay, well, the real reason that cadence is super good. Now, this adds bleeding, right? And then this at level 40 adds internal trauma, which is really good. So, yeah. Oh, we've got some factions. Cronley's gang. That's kind of dim. We haven't really met them yet. So let's go to the Chthonians since we're here. Chthonians, horrors from the void, are the things of nightmares. Prior to the Grim Dawn, Chthonians would only be seen upon Cairn following an arcane ritual gone wrong or at the beckoning of a powerful sorcerer. Despite an effort to exterminate the practice, a cult has formed around blood rituals and worship of chthonic beings. Members of the cult have been overheard chanting one name in particular, Chthon. With the world in disarray, the cult has grown strong, garnering new followers desperate for answers in a world that no longer makes sense. Chthonians and their loyal cult appear to be at odds with the Ethereals, eagerly harvesting helpless humans for blood so that the Ethereals cannot use them as vessels. That's not the only reason they do it, by the way. We'll talk about that whenever the lore gets to it, but whenever it's appropriate, basically. But the Chthonians have a very different goal from the Ethereals, and the Ethereals have a goal that is kind of incompatible with the... Actually, now that I think about it, the Ethereals have a goal that is entirely, completely, diametrically incompatible with what the Chthonians' goal is. And the goal of the Chthonians is very Lovecraftian, like, takes a second to wrap your brain around it stuff. Like, it's not... It's the kind of thing where you go, wait, that's what you're... Huh, You know, it kind of makes you do that, like, okay, yeah, alright, that's... I don't know if I would call that a... Is that a goal, really? It's one of those things, like Nyarlathotep just, you know, crawling across the earth, piping with his fluted pipes and luring men into madness and disarray. It's like, you know, why are you doing that? It's that kind of thing, or, or, you know, Cthulhu wanting to just wake up and go stomp on the land and make people go gibbering mad for whatever reason. It's that kind of Lovecrafty, and you don't really understand. Like, you can't really understand why the goal would be a good thing, sort of thing. There's another really good example of that, like, even better, like, way better than those two, that I know I have, like, on the tip of my brain, but I can't think of it right now, of, like, a Lovecraftian goal that doesn't really make sense to a, Oh, I was thinking about it the other day, Splatter Film, the Junji Ito manga. It's a short story by Junji Ito. I'll say it again, Splatter Film. Hold on, I'll type it on screen real quick using the devotion screen. So at the top, hold on. There you go. Splatter Film, Junji Ito. You can look it up. You can find the thing in English on Imgur. That is Imgur. But in that, the thing that's splattering people in Splatter Film, I won't spoil it because it's that good. It's short, but it's really, really good. It's completely alien. It's like it's just a completely alien Lovecraftian entity that trying to understand its motives is just like you can't even understand that thing's existence. Like the motive it has for doing what it does is actually really understandable, but its existence is incredibly inunderstandable and alien. It's just, it's that kind of thing. And the Chthonians are kind of the same way. What they are isn't really compatible with mortal human conceptualizations of what motive even is. Like what a rational motive is. Now the ethereals are way more simple. They just want to possess everyone and have bodies to work and like mold the basically the physical material world as they see fit, because they see themselves as the actual masters of it. Like it's everything you heard in the opening cutscene. They just have the belief that they are essentially the masters of the world and the rightful inheritors, and that they're in it's a supremacist thing, right? Like they believe in their own supremacy as entities. And the Chthonians aren't that. They're not that. They're way more. I like that though. Like I want to stop and just say that I like that about the game's story. Like in the setting, is that it is an interesting setting. I would probably catch crap for this, but I've only played Diablo 4, and I've only like watched people play Diablo 2. I've never even seen gameplay of Diablo 3. But I've looked up like the story of the world of Diablo, and it's kind of one-dimensional. It's, from what I've seen, it's kind of just like, maybe I have high standards. Maybe I'm just being a little. Maybe I'm just kind of wrong in some way. Maybe I'm misremembering what I read. But I remember reading like the whole wiki for it one day and just being like, "That's it. That's kind of." It's not exactly D&D where you've got like a very interesting sort of almost meta-aware universe.
Can't do that yet.
Or like this where you've got like I said, at least kind of interesting motives for the factions, and there's more than one faction. Yeah, not D&D, in mind you, I don't actually, I've never played tabletop D&D. I've only ever played stuff like, Neverwinter Nights. I've only played Neverwinter Nights, and I've never beaten that game. It's just so long of a game. It's kind of incredible, really. That's another game that I've just kind of quit because of just how lengthy it was. I just kind of stopped for a little bit to do something else and came back to my save file and went, what was I doing again? And just realized I needed to start all over if I wanted to actually enjoy the story from that point on. And that's like 20, 30 hours of playing the game again. Like, but yeah, like the world of Grim Dawn is actually interesting, and it's a little more complex than Diablo, and I really appreciate that. Can this guy kick the bucket already? That would be great. Can you like just fight the big one, please, fella? We really need those damage boosts like yesterday. Holy crap. It's not like I'm running out of things to yammer about, it's just that it hit me all of a sudden like, we've been here for a minute. Like a long minute. Can you please bite the bucket? Don't kick the bucket, please just bite it already.
That skill's not ready.
I like that he just comes over there to punch me. Like, he's got all this magic and whatever. And he still just wants to get over here and just punch me in the head.
I can't do that yet.
Or she, I guess. It's a Ain't it a matriarch? Yeah, my bad. She wants to just come over here and punch me in the head. Yeah, whoops. That's a matriarch. That's a lady snakeman. Anyway, we did it. Our real reward here isn't even the shrine, if you believe it. The real reward is something way more rare. So let's shove the crystal in the thing. Fire a round off at it. I don't think there's anything like worth note back here, just more slith to deal with. Now reminder, when we level up and we get that next thing, what we're going to be looking at is getting, like what we're looking at happening is that we're going to be getting a chance for one of the following: 60 to 93 burn damage over 3, 87 frost burn damage over 3, or 24 to 129 electrocute damage over 3 seconds. Right? And we're getting a little bit of Aether resistance, which is very important. If you haven't noticed, again, we're already fighting stuff that's throwing that at us. But the real thing that we're getting right now, immediately, is another damage upgrade, because we're getting 54 bleeding damage over 3 seconds, and plus 30% bleeding damage, which is dope. Now here's the thing. I guess we're going to be getting the, what's it? What did we look at? The lizard, right? Yeah. Now that's really good. I think the 3% movement speed appeals to me more. I mean, increases health regeneration by 40% is stupendous, and I didn't realize that it had that. That is unreal. But even... Look, even with that, I think honestly the 3% movement speed is what's getting me there. I think I really like that. The Kraken, though, is so... I think I'm going to legit just get the Fox. I think I'm legit going to get the Fox, get the Lizard, and then just unlock the whole Kraken. Like, why not, right? And then use the Kraken to get the Ghoul. That sounds a lot better, actually, because the Lizard will give me enough, sustained healing, I want to say. Yeah, I think that's a better plan, and I know that sounds goofy and dim, but, like, hear me out, right? The thing is that while, yes, I will have to spend one on blue, I would have to spend that one anyway to get to the Kraken, like, via the Lizard. So this way, instead of wasting a Constellation point just to get to the Ghoul, when I would still have to get through the Lizard, I'll get to the Lizard, finish the Lizard, and then immediately get the stupendous power of the Kraken. Ugh, plus 13% attack speed. That is so gnarly. That is ridiculous. With all the other damage upgrades that it will give us, like, man, that is so good. Alright, let's portal out of here. I'm going to have to cut the video, it looks like, here in a little bit. Not right now, but I'm remembering in my noggin to cut that short. I don't want an extra 5 gigabytes of question mark thrown onto the end of my video.
Any luck clearing out those sliths? We're starting to beg me for water. I don't know how many more times I can say it'll melt your guts before they just rush me and take it. Well done. Once I pump out the remaining poison water, the spring should be clean enough for drinking. I'll make sure to let people here know how much help you've been. They'll be grateful that they can get a drink without dissolving their intestines. One more thing. Take my rucksack. Useful for hauling back scrap or whatever else you come across. I'm too old for that stuff now.
Check this out. Inventory bag. Yeah, that is primo. That is incredible. That is incredible. That is so good. Ugh, that is so good. Let's go ahead, and I think this will get us a level up.
Good, you're back. I've heard good things from both Kasparov and Barnabas. You're a real asset to this community. One of my scouts came back with news making our next move clear. The dead are heavily concentrated in Burwich Village to the north, past the swamps of Whitemire. There must be a reason why. Perhaps the ethereal behind these attacks is there. We can't know for sure without investigating deeper. You've proven yourself quite resourceful thus far. Your ability to secure rift gates for human use could be a turning point in our situation. With all the activity around Burwich, there's bound to be a rift gate. If you can capture it, that will give us a solid foothold in the area. Follow the road north through Whitemire. Though in the current state of things, you will likely have to leave the road behind well before you reach the village. Keep pressing north, and you will eventually reach the outskirts of Burwich. It's surrounded by a palisade wall, so you will have to find a way inside. Once you've secured the rift gate, return to Devil's Crossing.
Alright, boss. Now, more importantly, we get plus 9% health, plus 3% experience gain, and I guess the acid and poison damage resistance is welcome since we keep getting our feet melted off. This, though, is really good. Plus 2 to fighting form. That is so good. Take that. Now, if you notice over here in skills, it says current level 4 plus 2, right? That is so good. That is so good. But this is what we're looking for right here. I'm tempted to dump all 3 points into this, and I really want to, but we're just gonna put the 1 in there for now. And like I said, we're gonna get veterancy, not only because it gives us a pretty sizable increase in constitution, and it gives us good health regeneration increases, but also because of the minus 5% physique requirement for armor. That's more important than you might think. Like, physique requirements for armor can get pretty hefty, like pretty steep, and it's good to not have to worry about that. Like, just to have it be a non-issue, more or less. Even 5% is enough to make it effectively a non-issue. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell that ring. It looked like it might have been interesting, but it's actually not. You know, I haven't mentioned it, but this game is multiplayer. I figured I should mention that at some point. Like, I forget how many. I know it's at least up to 4. Like, you could just have homies join you. I'm not sure how the scaling works in multiplayer, so shrug. But, you know, it's there. You can do it. I'm tempted to exit and come back and see if he's got a better gun. That's literally just plus 1. Ah, okay. Plus 9% attack speed. Well, mine has that. I think I want to say Raging Tempest is a shaman thing. I want to say that. I'm not sure if it is. I want to say it is.
See you around.
It's not really, you know, relevant to us. Anyway. Now the thing is, it might seem bad that we're back here, but... Oh, well, no. I was thinking we were in a different rift gate. Okay, good. This is excellent. Now, I'm going to cut the video here, and I've decided I'll do one more. I mean, I don't know how many more I'll do, honestly, but I figure it's not that big of a deal to do at least one more.